Hello, this is Jennifer Grace, and I've got another Minc foiling machine video for you today. I'm just going to quickly show you some of the Minc products that I have. This is a 6x6 paper pack. It's got lots of different patterns in it. It's got a couple of sheets of each pattern. There's a good mix of geometrics and florals and things. Some of them have got a pale pink or a mint green background, others are white. All the bits that you see that are black are the bits that the foil will stick to, so it won't have any black on once you run it through the machine. It will turn the colour of the foil that you use. This is the Spectacular tag set. It's got lots of tags in all different shapes and sizes. There's lots of colours on the backgrounds and a ton of different patterns, floral and geometric. I really love this set. It's got lots of fun ephemera type pieces that I know I'm going to sprinkle on my projects. This set is the For You tag set. You get a few of these with the Minc machine when you buy it, but there's a couple of other different tags in there. And the final one is the set of labels. So this is really good for like journaling spots, or you could use it on jars and boxes and all kinds of things like that, wherever you need to stick a label. They're mostly just black around the edges, but there's a couple of other different kinds of patterns on there. Lots of little bits and pieces. So there you go. That's some of the products that we're going to be working with. I've chosen this photo of my two kids curled up on the sofa, and I'm just going to use a piece of white cardstock for the background. So I'm selecting a few of the papers to use. I've chosen some of the more geometric ones because the florals didn't really go with my son, and some of the other patterns were a bit heavy. And now I'm just choosing some of the tags and labels and things like that that I think match the feel of the page. Any that kind of go with having both my son and daughter on there. Once I've got that kind of worked out, I just need to start actually putting the page together. I'm going to go straight in and chop up some of these 6x6 papers because I want to be able to keep the bits that are going to be hidden behind the photo. There's no point wasting those, so I'm just chopping them out and starting to work out how it's going to look on my page. Because I know that I want to use the J'adore tag, and it's quite a large tag, I'm being careful to try and balance the other page elements out while still keeping that up at the top left corner. You'll actually find out that I move a lot of these around, take some away. By the time the project's finished, it looks quite different to what I plan out at the start. But that's part of the fun of scrapbooking, right? Keep playing with it until you're happy. Once I've got a good idea of the placement of the page, then I'm going to start adding some colours with my foils. So I've got my Minc machine out now. I've switched it on and pressed the gold button to get it up to heat number 3. And I'm going to start with the pink foil. You can see I've sped this section of the video up quite a lot because it took me quite a while to film it, and I don't think you want to sit and watch that for too long. So I'll just pull the machine forward a little bit here so you can see what's going on. I'm going to chop down another carrier sheet. I did this because I thought it would save time, but in the end it didn't really make much difference to me. But it was okay. I had another larger carrier sheet too. It'll come in handy anyway. So I've done the J'adore tag in a nice bright pink colour. Now I'm going to put some gold dots on this piece of the 6x6 paper. and on one of the other tags. I'm using really sharp scissors for this. These are scissors that I normally only use on material, but I found that they are the best ones to use to cut this foil. My slightly blunter scissors that I use on paper and things just don't work on the foil. So make sure you have some sharp scissors to hand. I've discovered that I find it easiest to turn the foil and the item upside down when I'm trying to cut it out to work out how much of the foil I need. Make sure you cut a piece of foil that's bigger than the item you're foiling, otherwise you'll end up with the black printed ink on your carrier sheet if you haven't quite covered it up enough. Also make sure that the foil doesn't move around as you're closing the carrier sheet, because sometimes the static can pick up the foil and shift it a little bit, so just double check that it's in the right place before you put it into the machine. I showed you a close-up of the paper then because where I'd snipped the piece of paper where I was saving some of the bit that was going to be hidden behind the photo, the foil hadn't stuck to part of the paper where it had been cut a little bit. So just be aware that when you make cuts and changes, sometimes it doesn't adhere quite so well. That didn't matter to me because it was hidden behind my photo anyway, but just something to be aware of when you're crafting. So I've just got a few more tags left. I'm going to do a couple more pink ones because I want to pick out the pink in my daughter's t-shirt and stuff. So I'm just doing these three all in one big block to make it nice and quick. And I've got one last little tag which I'm going to do with a bit of gold, and then that'll be it. I think I've got quite a nice selection of colours there. I didn't use any mint because I felt it was a bit too pale for the page. What with the white background, I wanted the foil colours to stand out more, especially as a lot of the papers and tags had mint colour on the background, so I didn't want to use any more mint. But I used all my other colours of foil. Okay, my gold one's done. It's got a little tiny black fleck on it, but it doesn't notice too much, so that's okay. I'll live with it. Right, so now I've got to put the page back together again. Now everything's all coloured up with the foil, all nice and shiny and lovely. I've got to try and work out whether the items still work with the colours that I've put on them. I didn't really worry too much when I was putting the foil on about which colours would be going where on the page. I just made sure that I had a nice selection. For example, the 3 different patterned papers have 3 different colours of foil on them. So now I'm just checking it all still works together, roughly in the place that I'd planned. I hadn't taken a photo of where I had planned for things to go, so I'm now trying to work it out again and remember as well. I'm taking a photo now, so I've got something to refer to as I keep working, but I do still end up moving a few things about. I've got to use double-sided sticky tape because my tape runner has run out. I normally use a Herma removable dots adhesive runner, which I love. It makes it so fast. It takes me quite a long time to put double-sided tape on. Not very good at getting the little sticky backing off, but never mind, we'll get there eventually. I've sped it up. You don't have to watch it for too long. I'm going to put a bit of music on for you to listen to while I'm sticking away, but do make sure you notice that some of the items I stick on with foam tape or foam dots. I don't use double-sided tape for everything, just to make sure that it all has a bit of dimension as well. I'll be back when it's time to put on some more embellishments. So now it's time for a few more embellishments, including a title. I'm going to spell out the word cute with these nice glittery shiny thickers. They match the colours of the page quite well. And add to the shine, because it needed that little bit more shine, you know. The good thing about thickers is you can often move them around a little bit, especially these chipboard ones. So I'm fiddling about with it until I get them all lined up nicely. Then I'm going to add the word so with these grey chili bean soup stickers. Then it's time for a bit of journaling. My journaling reads, "I just love it when you two are playing nicely together. You were lying side by side on the sofa, talking about cars, and I just had to get a photo." They looked so cute. This was quite a while ago now, though. They are still cute. The photo was a while ago. I don't talk about cars quite so much now. Normally it's bricks. Legos everywhere. Okay, now it's time for my good old favourite, some dots. We need some gems and enamel dots, lots of bling, because it's me. So I'm just spreading some dots around the page, picking out the colours from the foils and the papers that I've used. Got some gold, pink and teal. I like to have a variety of kinds of dot as well. Some are pearly, some are enamel, some are glitter, because it gives the kind of effect of a different texture on the page. Not exactly a different texture because they're all kind of smooth, but the glitter effect makes it look like it's got different textures on there. Now, once I've added my dots, I'm kind of trying to decide if the page is finished. Oh, you can see how shiny it is then. Quite often dots are the last thing I put onto the page, but this time I decided that I wanted something else. I'm going to add some Heidi Swapp mint mist around the edge of the page. I'm just using the stem bit out of the bottle to rub the mist along the edges of the white cardstock to kind of create a border around the page. I don't use white cardstock very often, so I think it just wasn't quite done enough for me without a bit more colour around the edges of the page. Most people probably would have just left it white, but not me, no. I do really love it though. I like this way of creating a border. So now I think it's almost done, but it just needs a little bit of gold mist too, you know. Let's get a bit more shine on there. So I'm using some Heidi Swapp gold mist just to sprinkle a few droplets around. I covered up the photo and the journaling because I didn't want any drops to land on there. Don't mind too much if they land elsewhere. The only problem was I did get a nice big blob of gold mist down next to the noted journaling spot. So I'm just going to cover that up with a little sticker. The sticker just says love on it. I kind of like how it now reads love noted. Because that pink was a bit different, I also added another sticker with the same colour pink over to the right of the photo so that the colour was echoed across the page. Okay, now it's really done. Thank you so much for watching my layout process. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to see more videos from me. Thank you, goodbye.